Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Reno 2026 interview. We're here with Amber Rozel. Hello, Amber.
Hi, Danny. How are you?
I'm doing good today, man. I get to sit here and hang out with you and introduce you to all of our friends at Reno, which is a good day.
Wonderful.
Barry and I met Amber at the Allegheny Ukulele Soiree, which happens in April in Pennsylvania. Really fun event. Put it on your calendars. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Amber?
I am a leader and member of Steel City Ukuleles in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We've got about 800 members. Um,
Whoa.
we run 10 meetups a month. It's a lot of fun. So if you're ever in the market for some ukulele time, come on out to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I'm also a graduate of the James Hill Ukulele Initiative. And when it was running in person, and
Uh huh.
I mentored teachers through his program for a number of years, and I am a um, former touring member of the Legacy Ukulele Ensemble, and I also have a learning ensemble of my own here in Pittsburgh called the Pittsburgh Ukulele Brigade, and I am running a new thing called the Ukulele Nova Ensemble, which is meeting up with
Nice.
different artists in different areas to perform with them on stage.
I am so excited about this project. I Amber called us and was like, "Where are you guys going to be? Because we can come to you, and if you let us know what you guys are going to be playing on the stage, we can back you up." I think
Mhm.
that sounds like such a fun club to be a part of, or a ensemble. Yeah. So you've got quite a resume. My goodness.
I like to do stuff and I get bored. So, I want to make sure my brain stays occupied.
Yeah. And then what do you do with the Allegheny Festival?
At the Allegheny Festival, my job is basically to find artists and to help curate what the festival is going to look like for attendees.
Nice. Nice. How many people do you have come to that?
This year we had just over 300, including all of the artists.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Over 300. Man, yeah, that's our aim. We do about 275 participants. And then I suppose with the artists and the volunteers it's something like that. How amazing. Ensemble work, man. Amber had her group get up at the Allegheny Festival, and I've never seen a group of people do an ensemble work and look like they were having so much fun. So tell us a little bit about that and what does that look like when you're leading an ensemble?
Okay, so I am the artistic director for the Steel City Ukuleles Little Band, and that is an offshoot of what developed out of our club. So, that clubs sort of have that sort of like upward convection, right? So you have a bunch of people at the beginning who are really excited and they want to learn all of the things. And then it thins out a little bit in the middle, and you've got
Mhm.
a lot of intermediate players. And then when it gets to the top, they sort of you've got a bunch of people who are really, really good at the top, but then they don't know where to go next. And that is what developed into this ensemble. And we decided, oh, well, let's maybe try some harmonies. And oh, wait, we could put in a picking part or an introduction, or oh, hey, let's hammer out an outro. So we had a lot of fun working on things together. And that was the impetus behind me becoming a James Hill graduate and then also doing the Luongo experience as well.
Oh wow. Okay, so that it kind of started a little bit like in your life it started with your club first and then that kind of branched you out to be like, I'm going to go learn some things and then come back and now you've got your own group that you're touring with.
Yes. And so it's a combination of things that are a little from here, a little from there,
Uh-huh.
and a whole lot of Pittsburgh.
This is your first time at the Reno Ukulele Festival. And can you tell us a little bit about your teaching philosophy?
Sure. So my teaching philosophy is that everybody and anybody can learn. Everybody can learn. And wherever you are, that's just where you start.
Mm.
Everyone can learn. And some people are very auditory, some people are very tactile, some people are very visual. And my goal as a teacher is to combine all of those things. Because one of the things that I say all the time is that your body is a beautiful biofeedback machine. And you just want to give yourself all the ways that you can to get information into your brain. And that might mean
Nice.
visualization. It might mean closing your eyes and feeling exactly where you're going to put your fingers. It might mean listening. It might mean singing the score in your head. It might mean singing out loud. It might mean all sorts of things for all
Yeah.
sorts of different people. But use your body as your beautiful biofeedback machine. It is giving you all the information, it is giving you all the things that you need. And your brain is so, so smart. Even if you don't think you are, your brain has got you
Yeah.
outsmarted.
Yeah.
So, as long as you can tap into what your body is telling you and what your brain is telling you, you're going to succeed.
I love that. I was just talking to Lenny recently in an interview too, and we talked about the psychology of learning and how a lot of people struggle with, especially at a festival, because we're just like bam, 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 bam. Here's info, 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 and people get overwhelmed very easily. But we talked about how actually, if you can calm down the nervous system before the lesson and kind of get into it that way, you'll have a much better chance of not being distracted from your body or not feeling it in your body because you're so tense and like I don't know if I could do this. But if you can just relax and let it all come in, and then also don't try to retain everything in the lesson, just enjoy yourself. I think you do that really well with your personality. I think you
Oh,
have an
thank you.
amazing way of making people just feel welcome and calm.
And that's the thing. And Lenny's right. If you can calm yourself down
Yeah.
and your brain is crunching through so much information all the time.
Yeah.
And back in the 90s, they did a whole bunch, and early 2000s, they did a whole bunch of studies, MRI studies on musicians,
Hmm.
and found that when you are reading music from a score and playing at the same time and watching a conductor and doing all of those things at once or playing from memory,
Yeah.
your brain is crunching upwards of 75 permutations per second. So if it feels difficult, it's because it is.
Oh
Your brain
boy.
is really hard at work.
Yeah, that's so cool that
Yeah.
you've done all that research and know all that kind of stuff.
It's been a process for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, I never even attempted to memorize music outside of my juries because my background is in violin and viola. And
Oh.
I was the first person at my college to do a double jury. So I did both violin and viola on my jury.
Oh wow.
And I didn't memorize anything after my jury. And I was like, all I have to do is memorize my jury and then I can graduate and I'll be done. And then I didn't memorize music until about 5 years ago. And so if I can do it,
Oh,
so can
right.
you.
Okay, so you've got that I've learned as an adult learner, so now I can help other adults learn it
Yes.
the way I did. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Oh, I love your philosophy. I think
Thank
it's
you.
beautiful. Okay, well then let's talk about what you're going to be teaching at Reno this
Okay.
year.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so very excited for the ukulele orchestra part because this is my wheelhouse.
Okay.
Um, so this is really such a fun class because it sort of takes all of the things that people have been working on as they go to festivals, right? So it's all of the things that you've been doing as a festival goer. So it sort of ties everything together. So
Nice.
we're going to be singing in harmony, we're going to be playing picking parts, and we're also going to be playing picking parts in harmony.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. And the thing about ukulele orchestra is that even if you are a very beginner, you can still participate in ukulele orchestra because
Okay.
number one, when you're singing, you're going to be building that architecture in your brain of how the song is supposed to go. You're going to be building that roadmap.
Yeah.
And even if you are not, you're like, oh, picking that melody is not for me. That's way too much. Tabs and notation are involved. And there's also learning by ear. And if you're like, you know what? If you can pick the rhythm of the words, you can still do a harmonized picking part. So
That's
I've
lovely.
leveled this class so that even if you're advanced, you can participate. Even if I wouldn't say a raw cookie dough beginner, like someone who's just getting their ukulele out of the box, I'm
Yeah.
not going to be for that person. But for a very enthusiastic beginner that's got, um, their chords in the key of C and G, we're probably going to be okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then you get to like create one sound
Yes.
doing a little piece, but to create one big sound with the group. Oh,
Yes.
that would be great. Excellent. All right, what else?
Okay. And then all together now is really about pulling all of those things, what you need to do to be able to perform a piece of music and how you can do that as an ensemble.
Okay, so that's an ensemble class too.
Yeah, it's
All
sort of
together now.
ensemble-y. It's sort of like, okay, how am I going to help my uke group survive the next
Oh,
upcoming, performance? But it is also about pulling all of those things together as your own, on your own as a musician, because if you can't do it for yourself, we also can't do it for other people, right?
all right.
So we want to make sure that we can bring all of those things together. It's musicianship and it is also learning to help your ukulele group out because you want to be the coolest kid at ukulele group, right?
Yeah. Cool. All right, and then you've got baritone. So tell us about this one.
Okay, so Baritone Basics is for the person who is interested in going from a C-tuned uke to a baritone, and it's really showing people what chord patterns, sorry, not what chord patterns, but what finger patterns are similar, and then how to apply those in chord progressions so that it becomes more cyclical and there's a lot more muscle memory because your brain is going to get stuck for just a second because we all do
Yeah.
when you're going back or you're going to be mentally mathing the entire time going, okay, I basically have to translate everything I know to the key of F and then I'm going to put my fingers where
Yeah.
and um so you're having this internal dialogue happening all the time and it's really a muscle memory class and it's really we're just going to go through a couple of um chord uh progressions in easy keys so that we can get more comfortable on the bear. Yeah, it's really all about learning new muscle memory and
Mm.
having the confidence to say, yes, I can do this. And I think one of the things that I started doing this last year or so was adding a baritone section into the Pittsburgh Ukulele Brigade,
Oh,
which is my
yeah.
learning ensemble. And so now I've got three dedicated baritone players, and the sound is so much greater with them
Yeah.
there. And
Yeah.
I really love it.
Nice. So actually, the baritone players might really benefit from your other classes. Not necessarily that there's baritone involved, but that they can kind of see, as a baritone player, how can I add in something, not just strumming with everybody else, but adding in that low end finger picking or whatever to
Yes.
kind of create a bigger sound.
Yes. And
I love that.
in the ukulele orchestra class, there's going to have, it's baritone friendly.
Oh, great. Excellent. Okay. Oh, and also, everybody on the website, when you go to renouke.com and you look at the workshop descriptions, everything that's baritone friendly has a little red baritone friendly written right after it. So you can kind of peruse, you baritone players can peruse through and figure out which classes you want to take. Okay, so singing jazz harmonies, that sounds really complicated. Tell us about that one.
It's less complicated than you think.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we're actually gonna sort of have this is almost a twofer kind of uh, workshop because we're going to start the first part of the workshop with a review of a class that I like to call um, Harmony at Your Fingertips.
Oh.
And Harmony at Your Fingertips is going to help you learn how to build harmonies around what you're singing with the chords that you're using. And so we're going to
Oh.
spend about 20 minutes on that. And then after we start that, so to make sure everybody's got the same concept, then we're going to apply it to jazz chords and move those chords around the fretboard. And then we're going to take that away and just do it with our voices.
Ooh, okay. Great. And then the final thing on your list here is the educators panel, which is that hour-long session that I'm going to be hosting and have several educators up there. And the crowd will get to ask you questions. So I'll ask you a couple of questions, and then we're going to take questions from the audience just about educating and being an educator. So I'm really excited about that. What else are you doing? What events are you doing? What's coming up? Any promotions or anything you want to share with the group?
Okay, well, coming up, I am doing another Ukulele Nova Ensemble event. So, in just a quick history of that, in 2025, I was asked to bring ukuleles to perform with the symphony orchestra, and that sort of kicked everything off. And so we did 3 songs with a full symphony orchestra background, and we are shopping around for a few more symphonies to do these with. And then after that, I got tagged by the band Gadan to do one of these ukulele ensemble adventures at an Irish festival. And so we had some people come for that, and that was wonderful.
Oh,
And then
fun.
I was like, oh wow, this is very exciting. And then everyone's like, Amber, when is season 2? And I'm like, I don't know. I will
That's so
find season 2. And we finally found season 2. So season 2 is going to kick off. It's probably going to be 26, 27. And it's going to kick off with Danielle ate the sandwich at Funky Frets. And we're going to be
nice.
performing 3 songs with her the first week in October. And we're going to start working with those arrangements in about 3.5 weeks. So
Nice.
first week of August.
And this is a group that you meet with in person in Pittsburgh?
No, actually, this is a group of people that sign up from all over the United States. So we had
Really?
people come from 7 states for the first one, and then we had people come from 9 states for the second one. And so we meet online for 10 weeks. And I like well, whoever the artist is has to approve the arrangements. And then
Okay.
I give videos and I give all sorts of materials for you guys to learn with. And then we practice online for 10 weeks. Then we meet the day before the festival starts. We have a rehearsal. The artist comes in at the very end to rehearse with us. And
Yeah.
then we do a quick check at sound check, and then we perform with them on stage.
So this is is this a situation where they haven't really played together
No,
because it's online and
it's
then they
online.
get together and play together for that is so magical.
It is magical. And I have to say, what the first time when I knew it was really a thing that I could do and bring to people was when I saw Enda Scahill's face when we brought the harmony chorus in for one of his tunes, We Can Shine. And his face lit up like a Christmas tree. He's like, what? I didn't know
Oh
this
my
was gonna
gosh.
happen. And he got around, he's filming everything.
Oh my
But
gosh.
yeah, that was a moment. And I went, okay, now we're in.
So if people wanted to join your ensemble, do you still have members joining or is it kind of a
Yes.
closed group?
Yeah, so it is not a closed group. It is open to anyone.
Mm,
So the way that it's working with Funky Frets is it is going to be if you already have a ticket to Funky Frets, it's a slightly discounted price. If you don't have a ticket to Funky Frets and you just want to only do that experience, um, it's a different price. And the pricing will be up on my website in like 4 days.
great. So by the time this video
By the
launches,
time this video is out,
Mhm.
it's gonna be
Okay.
all ready to rock and roll.
That's cool. Okay, so people could join your ensemble online as like a membership, and then you fly to different places to and meet up together to do the
Yes.
performance.
Yes. And
Oh,
nobody gets paid to fly. Nobody gets their hotel paid for.
yeah.
I do provide some snacks, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But you'll
Yeah.
get a t-shirt and a sticker
Oh, there you go. And the
and a performance out of it.
satisfaction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. All right. Well, Amber, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for meeting with us today and giving us a little insight into who you are and what you do and your personality and what you'll be teaching. We're introducing you to this side of the country over here in Reno, so I'm very excited to be have you on board. And thank you for saying yes.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to do this because you'll sort of reintroducing me to the West Coast because that's actually where I'm from.
It is?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I was actually born in Oregon City.
No way.
Yeah, and I
Oh.
lived in it's kind of the armpit of Washington, but I lived in Longview, Washington, um, from the time I was about 3 until the time I was about 18.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've been to Longview, Washington quite
Well,
yet.
it's the largest log exporting port in the United States. So it's a little smelly with all the paper mills and the cutting
Oh,
down of
paper
trees.
mill. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They actually, I know up in Camas, the team is called the
Oh,
Paper Makers.
oh, yeah,
Yeah, they've got a
yeah,
big factory up there.
yeah. Canvas is bad. But yeah, so my whole family is up and down the West Coast except for my in-laws, which live out here.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So you'll be coming home
Yes,
in a way. Reno's
ish.
quite different than Oregon, but yeah. All right. Well, great. We will see you then in October. And everybody else, you know the drill. October 21st through the 24th is the date. You can go to renouke.com. You can get your day passes, your full passes, whatever you want. And we look forward to partying with you and singing jazz harmonies and things in October.
Okay. It's gonna be so fun. I can't wait.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.